In this tips and tricks video, I'm going to be talking about mental state and awareness as I show you guys my most embarrassing awareness type of situation of my life. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I just walked by an enemy. Anyway, stay tuned and hear my tips and tricks, and I hope it helped you. Well, hello once again, audience. Alpha Chief 14 back here with another video. In this video, we're going to be doing some tips and tricks. I'm going to try to make this like a series because everybody has a different perspective on tips and tricks. Like if you watch Proximity, he has different tips and tricks than, or even might have the same as Luke the Notable, but a different point of view. So I'm going to give you guys my point of view and what I sort of know. And this one we're going to be talking about is awareness and mental state on Halo 5. The reason why I'm doing these is because I think this is the most important in my personal opinion. And the reason why I say that is because no matter how good your gunshot is, no matter how well your placement of grenades are or anything, if your mental state and your awareness is not so well, you're not going to do so well in general in a Halo 5 game. And if you're trying to get competitive or trying to get a bit better at the game, you're going to want to raise your mental state and awareness. So, one thing not to do with awareness is do what I just did. I feel really stupid for this. The first time I've ever done this, I actually passed an enemy and didn't even notice. So, you know, perfect example of what not to do. Now you know. Just don't do what I just did there, and you'll be good. And the sad thing is I pretty much do things just as stupid like that this game. And you're going to notice that my mental state is pretty strong. I do make mistakes, but that's because I'm still just adapting to it, like a competitive gameplay, but I think I'm doing not horrible. You're probably like, if you don't know what mental state is, it's when and when not to push, like you know when and when not to engage, you know when to recharge your shields and how to escape and make quick decisions, and awareness comes into play on that because you need to know what people are, etc, etc, etc. So it's just sort of what process through your head. It's like, do I know if I can win this gunfight? What do I do if like my teammates are over here? Where's the holdout position, etc. You know what I mean. So awareness is a really big thing, or awareness and mental state, because you need to know this stuff to actually be generally pretty good at the game. And ways I increase my, like, let's say you're trying to increase your mental state. It's like, well, I'm a good shot, but I'm bad with my mental state. Like, I don't know when the power-ups are coming up or something. How do you increase that? How do you work with that? And the way I did it was I simply just reviewed my gameplay on Theater afterwards. Although I'm doing that right now, no matter how glitchy this thing is, and when you take your shots and you miss, etc., I still watch for what I'm doing and where I am positioned and what can I have done better. Like, I could have seen that guy from a mile away. I heard the tick from the active camouflage, and instead of going to the camouflage there, I should have went a different way or done something else. And luckily I survived, but at the same time, I shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake, and I do get killed here. In that time, I should have hid behind that little pillar there and just regen my shields. So sometimes you don't even notice the littlest mistakes you do while you're playing a game, but that's why you go in Theater afterwards, because then you can realize what you did wrong, and you got to sort of try to work on that. Now here's another good example of my mental state and my awareness. Instead of going to challenge him over there, because you know he could have 2 or 3 guys, I'm not going to chase. I'm just going to move around and try to counter him. But I realized there's a guy up here, and so right here is another good mental state. Is I knew when to back down, but I did fail there, because you see that crate there? I should have hid behind that crate and regen my shields, but instead I got killed and punished for it. So I did a good idea about backing off the bridge for getting double teamed, but then I kept challenging, and I shouldn't have, because my shields were down and my health. So again, this is why I watch my theaters, because now I know next time not to do that. And sometimes you'll make the same mistake plenty of times, like this one. So this one wasn't as bad. I thought my shields were going to regen a bit faster, so I thought I might as well see they were regenning, but I didn't know he was right there. My awareness was weak on that one, but my mental state was good. That's why you need them both, so they could crisscross and work together. Because my mental state was, okay, I'm regenerating my shields, I could go out and go kill him now, or go attack with my assault rifle, because it looked like, I think he had a battle rifle. And I can't quite actually remember, but anyways, my potential plan was to go out and kill him, and I knew he was by himself, so my mental state was good, but my awareness of where he was poor, which is why my mental state failed, because I should have been aware where he was. That's another thing with awareness. You want to sort of know where people are, and if it's a good idea to challenge them. See, theater went all wacky here, and I pause it, try to resume it, I'm like, what the hell? So, and then I die, and it's like, what the hell? So my theater's gone a little wonky here, that's why I don't like theater. That's why I try to avoid theater, but I made a really decent game and I didn't record it thinking that, okay, so I just pause it here, and there we go. So I fixed it. See, now here, I again didn't challenge this guy. I decided, okay, it's probably best for me not to challenge him since I don't know what's around the corner or something. So again, your mental game is on point here. So making the right decisions, and maybe just if you have a teammates, I would call them out, but generally I didn't have teammates. I was solo queuing this game, so I just try to keep an eye and keep aware. And a good way to keep an awareness on things is watch your radar pretty much at all times. Just glance down at it every few seconds. That's why I was able to tell this guy was here because of the radar. I missed my shots, and then my teammate comes and picks him up. So again, radar is a really good use for awareness, because especially solo queuing and volume in general, so you can hear footsteps, etc, etc. So I end up having to go AFK here, so I'm just going to speed it up here. I had to end up going to get something, so I just sped it up, and there we go. So I'm back in the game. I didn't die, which was a good thing. Now, another good way to increase your mental state is try, what do you call it? Dang it, it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh yes, so what you're going to want to try to do is, instead of just like relying on callouts and everything, try not pushing too far, but try pushing the enemies, and then try to make sure they're on their own. So it's like, what you're probably sounding like thinking I'm crazy. You're probably like, whoa, you're crazy. No, the reason why I do this is because then I learn how to push and pull back. Because if you're not going to win the gunfight, you're going to want to pull back. And you want to push at the same time. And you want to know when you can and cannot engage in a gunfight, right? So like, most of the times when I was learning how to push and pull back, because that was the biggest problem for me, I'd push all the time, push and push and push and push and keep pushing and getting in gunfights. But if I thought I was going to lose it, or if I seen I was on an advantage, I would find ways to get backed up. Now, talking about backup and pushing, you always want to have a plan B. Now look right here, watch right here. So my plan B right now is I have the shotgun, so I could push close to them. So that's what I was going to do. I was going to wait for him to come, and I was like, okay, I shoot him once, and then I realized there's two of them. Now this is a mistake from the other guy, because he came in being unaware of what was happening. So I got the nade shot. This other guy backed off, he was being a bit smart. Now, like I was saying about plan Bs. Plan B is plan A. So you always want to have a plan B when you are going into an engagement. And that's a big key factor that I had with the push and pull thing. The pull is plan B. Always have a backup plan in case things don't go your way. Of course, you're always going to expect you to win a gunfight, but it's not going to be the matter. And again, awareness on the radar. And this guy was not aware, and that's what happens. You get punished. But no, plan Bs are very important, because you need a escape route in case something doesn't go your way, and it happens a lot, and it's just important not to end up in a caught situation. Of course, when I say I used to push and pull all the time, that doesn't mean push too much into the enemy territory. What I like to do is go by myself on solo queuing and try to stay near my teammates. So as you can see, that guy's there, so I'm sort of staying my distance at the same time, and I'll go help out my teammates, but at the same time I'm sort of by myself in a way, if you know what I mean. Like I'm near my teammates to go for backup, or for if I need if they need my help, but at the same time I'm trying to push at the enemies to try to what's the word, evaluate my push and pull situations. Sorry if you heard ringing in the background, phone just rang. So here's another thing, I pulled out, and that's a good escape, plan B. I got here and started crouching. Now here is a perfect example of me trying to pull out. So as you can see, I get one shot, get a second shot, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lose. So I pull out. Unfortunately, he does get the last shot, but as you can tell, that was a good call by me. I just wasn't able to execute it properly, but as you can tell, I knew that I wasn't going to win that. Oh my god, Theater. I was going to win that gunfight, so I backed up. The gunfight, of course, he did end up getting the last kill, and it wasn't horrible, but it was just like, I had the right idea. Sometimes you can't execute everything properly, but at the same time, sometimes you can. So here, I'm just using my awareness. Check out my radar. This guy's not aware of me anymore because I was crouched, and unfortunately, he does get the lucky snapshot and does finish me off. So my awareness and my mental state was pretty good on that one, but once I got shot by the sniper shot, again, you weren't going to get out of that. Sometimes, if you're in that type of situation, and again, that was a bad call by me. I knew he was there. I should have went the other way, but I decided to go forward, and I got punished for it. So that was a bad call by me. But the other thing was me like getting, now that's what I want to talk about, is you getting hit by a sniper or a plasma pistol or something. You're out in the open, you're going to win the gunfight, but you end up not winning the gunfight because they got some kind of lucky take out your shield shot. You can't really I was AFK there again, but you can't really punish yourself too much for that, as you can't do much about it. Sometimes you can't do much about the situations, and you just gotta go with what happens. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for mental states and for awareness. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it, and it'll help out my channel. Go ahead and tell me in the comments what type of tips and tricks type of video you would like to see, and if you haven't done so yet, guys, or if you're new to the channel, or if you just enjoyed the video and want to help my channel out, please subscribe. It'd be a big help. And that's all I got for this video. I'm just going to speed up the rest of the game. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace.